speaking of Friday night, this man's going to be on the sidelines. He'll be ready to go, getting the cornerbacks ready. We're talking about cornerback coach for the San Diego State Aztecs. Coach Demetrius Sumler is on with the Cannons. Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thanks for having me.
It is great to have you on. I'm a little emotional right now because, you see, Cathedral Catholic, where you were a superstar, is the same school that way back in the day, Costa was a superstar at. 2 stars from the same high school on the same show.
Coach Sumler, it's always great to see fellow Dons doing great things after their high school. You, of course, at the time you graduated, leading rusher in San Diego CIF section history. So where you were and where you are today, sir, congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And it's great to talk to a fellow Don also.
Atta baby. Don for life. Go Dons.
Now, is there like a school hall of fame, like an athletic hall of fame, where they have pictures of people like?
There is.
So Coach Sumler, when he was there, had no idea he was looking at that old black and white photo back of your days, right?
Yeah.
When you were all-county linebacker.
When I had hair and was much better looking than I am now. You know, Coach Sumler, we had Tariq Thompson on yesterday. Somebody you're obviously familiar with as the cornerbacks coach for the Aztecs, and I was talking up the outcome of last week's Holy Bowl. Of course, the Dons once again trouncing the Saints. I'm sure you enjoyed that as well.
Absolutely. I've been talking a lot of trash. You know, Coach Sanchez is also the head coach at Saints.
That's right.
We had a couple other Saintsmen on the team, J.R. Justice, a couple other guys. So definitely been enjoying this week, talking a little trash to those guys.
God bless you, sir.
Well, unlike you, Costa, it wasn't all that long ago that Coach Sumler was coming out of Cathedral Catholic, played your college football, Coach, and then you got out of football for a couple of years before coming to San Diego State as first a grad assistant and now, of course, full-time as your cornerbacks coach. How's it been this first year for you as a full-time coach, and especially as a former running back coaching cornerbacks?
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. You know, since I got here as a grad assistant, I've been working with the secondary. So I've been working with the secondary for a few years, but obviously, you know, still learning a lot. But it's been fun. It's been a great transition for me. Just kind of having a lot more impact on the guys, and I'm really enjoying it. We're winning. That's always good, and I just trying to learn as much as I can through each situation, and learning from Coach Long more and more. And so I'm definitely enjoying it.
Coach, your dad was a football coach, and so I would assume that you probably grew up being well-versed in all aspects of what goes on in a football team, offense and defense. And you talked about, you know, going from being an offensive guy over to the dark side and coaching on defense. How long did it kind of take you to get up to speed to become a cornerbacks coach?
You know, obviously it took those few years, you know, working under Coach Gonzalez and Coach White, and just, you know, seeing the different side of the ball. I played a little DB in high school. You know, played some growing up, played a little defense. So at the end of the day, football is football. At this higher level, there's a lot more schemes, a lot more, you know, technical things to it that I had to learn. But again, I'm still learning through the process. You know, like I said, Coach Long is almost 40, you know, been in the game 40 years, and he says he's still learning stuff. So you never stop learning and you never stop growing as a coach. So definitely have learned a lot in the last 3 years, even more this last year as a DB coach, and you know, still just an open canvas, trying to learn as much as I can.
All right, cornerback coach for the Aztecs, Demetrius Sumler, is joining us. Coach, you've had to learn a lot this year on the job, especially after the opening game against Stanford when the defense got shredded, the secondary got shredded, obviously against a good Stanford team. When I think about that game and what I just saw against Boise State, it's like night and day. I mean, this could have been a unit demoralized by that Stanford game. And to see what they did against Boise, that prolific offense with a senior quarterback shutting them down, talk about how you actually used maybe that Stanford game to, I don't know, get the attention of these guys to play a whole lot better, because obviously they are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, guys are definitely pretty confident going into the season. I thought they had a pretty good camp. You know, and then when you have some struggles like that in the first game, it's a little easier to get their attention. But, you know, in my short time of coaching, you know, I've kind of learned it's never as good as it seems, it's never as bad as it seems. So, you know, after that game, I told them, hey, it was rough. You know, we didn't play as well as we needed to win, but the goal is just keep getting better every week. And our guys have been doing a good job of kind of maintaining that attitude, you know, coming to work every day and work at practice and just try to get better every week. And so, you know, last week they played pretty well. And I came and told them, hey, we're still not as good as you think we are either, so we still got to get better. So, they've been doing a good job of just kind of sticking to the process, focusing on the task at hand, and not really worrying about, the success or the struggles, just kind of moving forward.
Coach, one of the givens that you're going to hear at every level of football when it comes to the cornerback position is you got to have a short memory. You are the guy that is on the island a lot of times. When you're doing great, people are cheering, and when you don't do great, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Is it tough to get the young guys to have that short memory?
Absolutely. But like I said, our guys have been doing a pretty good job doing it. I kind of tell them all the time, we don't afford the luxury of mistakes, you step the wrong way, you make the wrong step at defensive back, you're playing the wrong coverage, it's a touchdown, and everyone saw it. So we just got to understand that, we got to own it, and you got to just you got to respond to it. So our guys have been doing a pretty good job, though, of, every week coming back, responding, trying to have a short-term memory, and handle it the appropriate way.
What is it like for a young coach like you to be working under a coach like Rocky Long?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, that guy has, so much knowledge of the game. He's seen so many situations. He's seen so much. He's coached the secondary before. He's played in the secondary. It's just a wonderful experience to be able to learn under him. Witness his play calling firsthand. He's very good at what he does, and he just has a ton of knowledge of the game. So it's definitely a great experience for me. I'm very appreciative for him to give me that chance.
What is the one thing eventually when you do become a head coach that you think is the one quality that Rocky Long has that you will definitely use when you get that opportunity?
I think the biggest quality he has is he's never above the team. Even as the head coach, we're picking up bags off the airplane, he's picking up bags. We're picking up trash, he's picking up trash. If he asks you to be here early, he's going to be here even earlier. Just those things that to show, he's going to work harder than we are, and he's the boss. So I think that's the biggest quality, and it's very humbling to see, and it's easy to follow a guy that does things like that.
Quarterbacks coach.
Hold on, Coach. You know what this means. We take a little break right now because we have a lot of people very excited.
First caller at 844-570-1360. You're going to join us Friday night, Sdsu Stadium, for the big VIP tailgate. A couple of tickets to the game as well. We're all going to sit and watch the Aztecs take on the Air Force Academy. First caller right now, 844-570-1360. We're going to see you on Friday. Coach, you look at the Air Force Academy, and it is that type of offense where they can lull you to sleep if you're a guy in the secondary, and then boom, they catch you flat-footed, they pop that short pass for you, and the guy is gone. How has practice been this week?
Practice has been all right. The option offense, it's kind of rare that you see that now, although we see it every year. We got a lot of young guys back there in the secondary who, have never played the option before. So it's just getting those guys to stay disciplined, like you said. They'll lull you to sleep, and they run a play action on you. So just getting guys to stay disciplined every snap throughout the game, throughout practice, having their eyes where they're supposed to be. So, when those situations do come up, they're prepared for them.
Going back to the Sac State game, Rocky Long, we say, how is it possible, Coach, you're losing in the fourth quarter home to Sac State? Or how are we going overtime against Eastern Michigan? And Coach Long, he's always the same. He says, these are young people. You can tell them all day long. You got to take these guys seriously, and they just don't listen. I mean, you're coming off this incredible win on the road against Boise State. How do you avoid the letdown with these fresh-faced college guys, Coach? What is your message to them taking on the Air Force Academy, saying, guys, focus, get ready every game? How do you do that with these young guys?
You preach it to them. We kind of pride ourselves on being tough, and obviously the sacrifice those guys make at the Air Force and, playing football and serving our country, they're some of the toughest of the toughest. So you explain that to them. And then I also think it's easy for the guys, what I kind of told some of the other guys that were here last year, they kind of took it to us early in the game we played last year. And so some of the guys that have been played before that were around last year, I told those guys, tell these young guys what we're getting into, Parker Baldwin's and Ron Smith, tell these young guys, how hard Air Force plays, what they're really bringing to the table. So, you know, like Coach said, you could tell them over and over. Sometimes they listen to their peers a little more. So I kind of been emphasizing those guys that have played already. Hey, tell these guys the battle that we're going to be facing on Friday. So you know, hopefully they listen to it.
Coach, we both have the red and black running through our blood. We have the proud red and gold of the Dons running through our blood, which means you are destined for greatness. We certainly appreciate the time. You know what has to get done Friday night. Good luck against the Falcons.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, there he is, Demetrius Sumler, the cornerback coach, and yes, a Cathedral Catholic legend. As you mentioned, he was San Diego County's all-time leading career rusher when he graduated there. 3 have since passed him, including, of course, Royce Freeman, who is now number 1 on that all-time list.